to Taking the College Route with Bongi. My name is Bongekile, Ralarala, and today we are going to be talking about growth, my personal growth, and growth in my career. I had not thought of the caption yet. I'm only thinking about it as I speak. But before we start with the video, let me explain why I'm speaking like this. I just got back from getting a tooth extraction. It was a wisdom tooth. It was giving me hell. For weeks I could not sleep. Even during the day, sometimes I was just not okay because I was in pain, in a lot of pain, and so I decided to go get it extracted. I feel much lighter. It was affecting my happiness. Hey, I feel much lighter now, but when I got home, the thing that they use to get rid of the pain, I always get the word wrong, so I'm not going to use it. The injection that they use to get rid of the pain had now died down, so I was in a lot of pain. I had to take painkillers, which is why I'm in pajamas, because I decided after painkillers I'm getting into bed. But after a while the pain died down and my smart mind started working, and so here we are. You should know that in such spaces like YouTube, when you come up with an idea or a topic that you'd like to share with your subscribers, you should do that right away, because you may not be in the same energy or in the same mood that you are in with all the points that you have when you decide to actually do it. So do it the moment you start thinking about it. Here we are. Without rambling too much, let us get into the video. So I was working out of time. I was working out of town. We do work out of town sometimes. So I think it was last week, and I was working in one of our branches in Heidelberg. But because I don't have means of transport yet, I always have to go with someone when I'm working out of town. So this time I was driving with the quality controller. Fortunately, she was also working that side. Try not to focus on this. She was also working that side. So on the way, it's a long way from Joburg to Heidelberg. Okay, by a long way I mean about an hour. Yeah, I think it's an hour, because we left just before 7 and we were already there by 8, and there was no traffic on the way. We had many conversations on the way, and she asked me, why did I do engineering? It had been a very long time since I was asked this question. So much that I had to take time and think about it. Okay, I didn't take that much time. But I told her the story of how, okay, I didn't give her the whole story. I just told her how I wanted to be a doctor after high school, but life happened and I ended up in a TVET college where I studied electrical infrastructure and construction and fell in love with engineering in general. So I continued, I got a learnership, and I continued to obtain my trade test. But after my trade test, I just had many ideas that came up while I was doing my in-service training for the companies I did my in-service trainings with. During our second phase, for instance, you guys already know this information. If you don't know, go back to my old videos. But for the sake of the video, let me just try and summarize it, which is how I summarized it to her. And I said, I got ideas. There were owners of companies that were doing, for instance, on our second phase, house wiring, and I thought I would like to have a company that does that. But then when we went to do our fourth phase, which was us working with MCCs, motor control centers, VSDs, medium and high voltage stuff, and I also fell in love with that side of the field. And so I wanted to incorporate all of that in my business, which required me to go back to school and continue. By go back to school, I mean for me to be able to certify and do whatever, to provide COCs for the lighting and house wiring company, I would have to have a license for that. So that license requires me to have N2, so I had to go back to N2 and do N2. And after doing N2, I realized that no, since I want to also cover the 3-phase part in my company, I would have to have the 3-phase license, because I've already have the single phase one. Now I would have to have the 3-phase one, which I did, or which required me to go back to school and do N4. So now After N2 I had to do N3, and then after N3 I had to do now N4. After N4 I decided let me just continue up to N6. So I told her that story and how I fell in love with engineering, how I never liked the engineering, the electricity part in high school, the electricity part of science in high school, but ended up falling in love with it. Or I explained how I had so many people warning me before I went to college that, look, don't do anything that has to do with maths and science. Don't do anything that has to do with engineering, because that is hard. It is hard. So many people have tried to do it and failed. I wouldn't say they didn't believe in me. Let's not be negative. I would just say they cared about me. They cared for me so much that they just didn't want me to waste my time, you know, do something that will maybe take me long to finish because of how other people were failing. So I thought, well, there are other people that passed. I could, you know, do as well as those people who passed. And also, I love a challenge. I like it when people don't think I can do something. I like it when people don't believe in me. I will do exactly what they think I cannot do. Show them that I can do it and do it even better, which is what kept me going, because she asked me then what pushed me to keep on going back to school, and yeah, which is what kept me going. And that's how I fell in love with engineering, and I just wanted to do that all my life. Yeah. So the growth, that's how I grew in my career. I kept going back to school to do this because of this, and ended up doing that because now something else came up. With engineering. I said this on my WhatsApp. Those of you who have me on WhatsApp know that I did say I am where I've always wanted to be in my career, and I'm already working on where I want to be next. Not that I'm not grateful for where I am currently, but because that's just how it is with engineering. You learn every day. You learn literally every day, and you grow in knowledge every day, because you have to. Things change, and you must keep up. So it's an amazing career, man. It's a very fascinating field to be in. And I know I keep saying on my WhatsApp, oh, it's hard, don't continue. Those are just jokes, guys. I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Continue studying. I don't mean it. Continue to study and get to where you want to get in life. Yes, you're going to continue having more places that you want to be in that are better than where you thought you wanted to end up. And it's such a great experience. So what I learned about myself in all of that was how much I have grown in my career, and how much I can now get to the point when I tell a story, because that's not me. I will tell you all the details, even the details that are not necessary, but I will tell you everything because maybe I have a reason for sharing those details. And especially because not in my stories, I also want to show and those details then become necessary because you must know where I was and where he took me from. And man, I thought of how grateful I am, and thought of how I just love the person that I'm becoming. I feel like I'm rebranding because it's a different space altogether. I was in construction, working in construction. Now I'm in corporate, basically, because I'm doing document control. I'm in corporate, and it's a different setup altogether, but it's still engineering, and I am growing so much in it. One of these days I'll tell you guys. But for now, I just wanted to share that. So if you are at school and you are probably having difficulty studying, I've also had my fair share of difficulties, but I pushed through, man. I pushed through. This is basically to encourage you guys as well. Yes, I'm just sharing my growth and whatnot, but you guys know I say this all the time. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm not doing it to feel, I don't know, to just put it out there. No, I'm doing it for you guys who are still in TVET colleges, who have lost hope, who think who do not see the future, who do not think the future is bright. By you seeing me and by me sharing my career experience, you guys are going to be encouraged and you're going to continue with school. I hope that mission is at least accomplished. With the feedback, I'm sorry, that I've been getting from people, I see the difference that these videos that I make have been making in other people's lives. So I'm going to keep on doing this, because sometimes I feel like I'm probably, you know, always on people's faces with my career. I got a job. Other people can't even get jobs, but I'm telling people. And sometimes it must be frustrating to think that, oh, other people do get jobs, but some people don't. But if you don't look at it that way and you look at it as seeing other people get jobs, which means there's hope for you as well. And if you had maybe finished NCV and you thought, okay, I'm done here, but you see a person who continued with school and they later gotten a job, you do that as well. You continue with school. And guys, I always advise people to continue with school. When I was looking for a job and I could not get a job, I continued with school. I'm digressing, but this is important. I went back to school because you must not sit and not do anything. There's something else out there that you must learn, that you may not know, that is going to help you in your next interview, in your next job. All right, so I'm here for you guys. I'm always here. I'm always responding to your comments. I always make time for that, because I will never forget my purpose in life. This is my purpose in life, and I'll always come back here and share with you guys. I'll always come back here and respond to whatever questions you guys have for me. So thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. I've said quite a lot towards the end, but what we were basically talking about was my growth. But I feel like I've also grown in that. My way of sharing whatever I share with you guys. Don't you guys think I've grown? Don't you guys see the difference? I'm in a space that requires me to grow really fast, because I work with senior engineers, I work with managers in the engineering field, so I am basically forced to mature in the field. And man, I just don't stop learning. Guys, I'm blabbing now. So thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And comment down below whatever you'd like to comment. I don't know. If you've gone to this part of the video, a heart would be nice. From me to you right now, it is goodbye. I will see you on my next video. Take care.